Hello there. Welcome.
I'm Jack. You may recognize me as my work as the jogger in the spray and wash commercials, or as the doctor on One Life to Live. But, even though I've had success as an actor, I also do a lot of voiceover work, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. We're going to talk about different vocal techniques that you can do, and good tips to get yourself started. So let's begin. Now, the first thing I would like you to do is to not listen to your voice. Now, I know that that's a very difficult thing to do, but trust me on this. The first thing I want you to do is to try to speak and try to listen to your own voice outside of your own head. Go ahead and try this. Now, you'll notice that if you can hear your voice outside of your own head, you'll notice that it's higher pitched than you normally hear it. Because think of your body as a box. And when you speak, you're normally listening from inside that box. And when you talk to other people, the people that are outside of your own box can hear how your voice actually sounds. Now, even though your voice sounds very, very different to other people, you can use your body and not your ears to help project your voice. Ever notice how your voice sounds different on tape? This is the reason why. This is a diagram of the human throat. When you begin to speak, air comes out of your lungs, goes through your windpipe or your trachea, and goes through the space between the two cylinder-like organs in your throat, called the vocal cords. And these vibrate, which create sound in your unique voice. For this reason, the vocal cords are known as the producing mechanism, whereas the breath is known as the propelling mechanism. Think of it as a bow on a violin. When the bow strikes the violin, strikes the strings of the violin, the cords produce sound. Next, I'm going to teach you how to properly stand and perform in front of a microphone. Now, the first mistake that people make when they audition for a voiceover gig is that they're very, very nervous. They're holding their breath, because they want to get the gig, and so their body is very, very stiff. You can't do this. You got to be loosey-goosey with this. Most people stand with their weight on their heels. Their knees are locked. They press their hands on their stomach really tight. Or they hold their hands off to the sides limp like this. What are you, dead? Get into it! You want your hands free so you can have some personality while you read the part for the microphone. Another good tip is when you walk into an audition, don't wear any silky or satiny types of materials for clothing. It can make a lot of noise, it can disrupt the sound, and it could ruin your audition. You must dress in cotton shirts, like Jack. Way. You're going to want to get very up close and personal with the microphone so everyone can hear exactly what you're saying. One thing you definitely don't want to do the night or the day before an audition is to drink any milk, because it can build up phlegm in your throat and you're not going to sound very good. And beer's not a good idea either, trust me, I know. I know it's kind of weird drinking tea, but it really helps out your voice, so I would really recommend drinking tea before an audition. Also, whether or not your role consists of singing, you are going to have to breathe, not with your lungs, but mostly with your diaphragm. You're going to have to suck in air with your diaphragm, and then slowly let it out. This technique is used mostly for singers, but it can be used for voiceover actors as well. A great way to breathe when just before you're gonna start performing in front of the microphone is you don't breathe in through your nose with your mouth closed and then breathe out your mouth, because then you're gonna have that barrier with your mouth closed. So right before, you might mess up. So what I advise you to do is to breathe through your nose and your mouth at the same time. That way you get the hard palate and the soft palate, both the top and the bottom of your mouth open, so you don't have that barrier of your lips. You can just start right away. Hello, good evening, how are you? Go ahead, breathe with me. Doesn't that feel clear? Also, when breathing, make sure to take very, very deep breaths, no shallow breaths. Shallow breaths can disrupt your performance greatly. Next thing I'm going to talk to you about is vocal warm-ups. And now, when you do this, you're going to have to also loosen your tongue. Just move your tongue around like this. Nothing naughty about it. Okay, now we can start. Ah, blah, alligator anticipator. Can't David eat fish, Gale? Honduras has horrible hamburgers. Ugly vampires wear extraordinarily yellow zippers. Alligators, baboons, cats, elephants, dogs. Gorillas, horses, iguanas, zebras. Quail, rabbits, snakes, turtles. Aza, aza, aza. Kadawazana. Ge, te, ne, we. Beckoned, Becky, boasted, Bobby, believed, babbling brook. Top of the day, tip-top, tippity-toppity, snip-snop. David tried drying tomatoes daily. Many mice are mighty mice. What? So, in conclusion, I will tell you, because no one told me, that it is hard to get into the voiceover business. So you must have a very, very strong dream, and you must have something to compel you to get you through the dry years. You should do research on the products that you're performing, and you should be very passionate about it and believe in the products that you're selling so you can really sell them to customers. Familiar with the certain words, certain complex words that you may not be familiar with at first, but when you look them up and practice them, you can say them with ease. Like, let's say I'm reading for a role for a cartoon and the character says he's gonna go to Tallahassee, Florida, and I stumble because I can't say the word Tallahassee. I say Tallahassee. I'm trying to read it. I'm possibly gonna not get the job. Someone else will. And so I strongly encourage you to look up these words so you can be more relaxed when they are delivered. Keep your job. Keep your side job. Unless you're independently wealthy, you're going to need finances to train and make a demo, and it takes a lot of time and effort, and it takes a lot of persistence. Have someone go to a studio and have someone mix it for you so it's at its best quality. Practice. Another thing you should do as soon as you have some work to show, you should make your own website and take advantage of the internet and network. I hope the advice I gave you and the techniques that I taught you in this video have been very, very helpful and beneficial. They're going to be a great way for you to get started in a voiceover career, and maybe you can be almost as famous as me. I'm Jack. Thank you for watching.